Hey everyone, Josh here, and welcome back to another Swiftness Studios review. Let me ask you all a question. Do you like to talk to tomatoes? Does a squash make you smile? Do you like to waltz around with potatoes up and down the produce aisle? Then I would recommend seeing a therapist, because you clearly have some issues. VeggieTales, the 3D animated Christian children's series that you either grew up with and loved, or grew up with and absolutely despised, one of the two. I personally watched VeggieTales as a kid and I loved it, and even to this day I still think it's a pretty good cartoon, especially a good Christian cartoon. Now some people might disagree with me, but trust me, I have seen much worse.
Dorbies, why don't they go away?
Yeah, good question! Why won't you go away? We don't want you here! But anywho, something you might not have known is that this show had a lot of merchandise. Like, a lot of merchandise. So much, in fact, that at one point they started putting freaking catalogs right on the DVDs. But among the mountains of merchandise, one of the things they sold were VeggieTales video games, mostly for PC. And I had a few of these games as a kid, and just for the fun of it, we're gonna go over the two games that I remember the most.
Shoot!
Up first is Jonah, a VeggieTales game.
Thanks for the tip.
This game is based on the events from the movie of the same name. You know, that VeggieTales feature film that was definitely not an incredibly big oversight. But enough chit-chat. Let's get the show on the road. Well, that's okay, because
We have technology.
alrighty, I purchased an older version of Windows, got it installed on a virtual machine, and screw it. To eBay! Okay, nearly $200 later, let's try this again. So this game is just a compilation of mini-games based on the events of the movie. And since my friend Luke and I did a Let's Play video of this game who knows how long ago,
You killed Larry.
I'm just gonna briefly go through each of these mini-games.
Number one.
In this game, you have to walk around the streets of Joppa spreading God's messages, by chucking scrolls through people's windows and breaking all of their crap. Seems like a destructive way to prophesy, but
Next.
Here, you meet these three characters known as the pirates who don't do anything.
We just stay at home and lie around.
You help them and Jonah, who's the main character of the story in case you were wondering, prepare their boat to sail off to Tarshish by motivating them with cheese curls. I don't understand how that would work. If you give someone a bunch of junk food, they're not gonna want to do any work. They'll just want to lie on the couch and fall asleep while watching, I don't know, Gilmore Girls?
If you're out
Making stuff. Next.
Here you sail their pirate ship out into the open sea, while avoiding weirdly placed docks and the world's most inconsiderate boaters. So it's basically the Los Angeles of the sea. Hope you can swim without any limbs.
next.
Here you just launch the pirates into these ducky floats. That's it. Not much else to say. Although you can launch them into oblivion, which is kind of amusing.
I'm flying. I'm flying.
Next.
This is just the same boat game as last time, except now you're shooting a whale with sports equipment.
Nothing weird about that. No. Totally normal.
Next.
Here you guide this bowling ball, who's holding this caterpillar dude named Khalil, down to the bottom of the whale in order to meet up with Jonah. Oh yeah, Jonah got eaten by a whale. Did I forget to mention that?
This is delicious.
I mean, this game is fine. It's good. It's just there's this one little itty bitty tiny little itty bitty thing. It's just that
These ball physics are the worst thing ever.
no matter what you do, this ball just has a mind of its own. Look, I am pushing every button here. Why aren't you moving?
Please be careful. Do not roll the ball too hard.
Next.
This is just a rhythm game that's really long and really slow. And yes, I know it's a kid's game, so it's not gonna be like a Japanese rhythm game where you have to have a freaking master's degree in physics to play it. But even as a kid, I didn't really care for this game much. Also, this looping music is driving me crazy. This This game's kinda cool. You run from one end to the desert to the other end while avoiding cracks, rocks, snakes, and this one vulture who's just absolutely determined to take a dump on your head. I ain't taking none of your crap today.
We should jump over that.
Next!
This is just a dark maze where Jonah keeps saying,
Let's pick up that torch. 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 Let's pick up that.
"Shut up!"
Next!
We made it!
And finally, we have this game, which is just Donkey Kong. Also, the Ninevites throw 4 balls of fish at you, and then they just give up. And finally, we win the game.
A decree from the king. Let everyone call urgently to God. Let them give up their evil ways and their violence. Perhaps the God that brought this man out of the great fish will give us a second chance.
So the king and the people of Nineveh said they were sorry, stopped the fish slapping, and started being nice to people.
I love happy endings. Although I could have sworn that something else happened after that.
Well, if they get a second chance, those fish slappers, well, it would be better if I were dead. Oh, I wish I were back in that whale.
Oh, well, never mind. So is this game any good? Well, sure, it's fine for what it is. You know what these games remind me of? Games that would come with your computer or your phone or something. They're just really bare-boned and basically programmed, but they're still a pretty nice time killer. Even though I beat the entire game in under half an hour. But nah, all joking aside, this game is not that bad at all, and I enjoyed it as a kid. And I'm sure that if you're a kid, you'll probably enjoy it too. Up next we have VeggieTales,
The mystery of Veggie Island, spooky!
a lesson in helping others. Yay! So sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. It started with some vegetables somehow rowing a boat. So this is a point-and-click adventure game where you play as this kid named Junior Asparagus. And you basically just go around the island clicking random crap and completing various mini-games. So it's pretty much like a humongous entertainment game except with no tone-deaf fridges.
You now have captured that troublesome carrot.
Stop! The minigames themselves are fine enough, but not quite as polished.
That's a genuine wig frog.
He will shut up about Parliament. Take this one, for instance. You have to shoot acorns from your slingshot to these hungry squirrels. But the controls are really sensitive, and you can't actually hit the squirrels unless they're completely stopped. And the speed of your slingshot is either gently tossing an acorn up in the air, or pretty much just a gun. But then, we finally get to the real story.
Bob, I should probably tell you something. We're all stuck on Veggie Island, and well, it's kind of my fault.
What? Our canoe is gone? Oh no. Oh, we've got to find another way to get off this island, or we'll all be trapped here forever. Look around the island and see if you can find any other boats.
You've got it, Bob.
So apparently, even though you're just a little freaking
Asparagus.
you're in charge of figuring out a way to get everyone back home. But as luck would have it, you find a speedboat. That was easy.
You found a boat. Now we can get out of here. Yeah, but we just can't take it. We need to find the owner and see if he'll give us a ride off the island.
Oh, alright, if you want to be a little loser and not commit Grand Theft Auto, that's fine. So we have to go around the island to see if we can find the boat's owner. Oh, I get to climb a mountain as a vegetable.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
Yes, come on, climb that mountain! You can do it, Junior! Feel the burn!
Ah!
That is officially the best noise I've ever heard for someone falling off a cliff. That needs to be used way more often.
Long live the king.
Ah!
So after we cross this cave, we find the owner of the boat.
I'm Mr. Nezza. That's my great-great-great-great-granddaddy's house, you know.
No, but thank you for asking.
So Mr. Nezzer here is looking for some treasure that's buried on the island, but he only has one piece of the treasure map. So they come to an agreement where if Junior can find the remaining pieces of the map, Mr. Nezzer will give him a ride home. So as you can imagine, the rest of the game consists of finding all the pieces of the treasure map, which includes ransacking Mr. Nezzer's library, ransacking his, windmill room, and ransacking his office. What the heck? Did Junior just fall in the furnace? I knew it! This was all just a diabolical trap set up by Mr. Nezzer!
Nobody's ever gonna stand up to me again!
There's also more mini-games you can play now too, like this puzzle game. And this game where you pester a bunch of bunnies.
You got one!
And this game where you reunite these baby gophers with their mom by rolling them across the ground like a bowling ball. Oh, bye Kevin. But then at last, we finally have all the pieces of the map.
I found the rest of the treasure map, Mr. Nezzer.
Really? That's wonderful! Now give it here.
So will you take us home in your boat now?
Sorry, kid. I got more important things to do. Find your own boat.
But you said...
What the heck just happened? Oh, wait, there he goes. So despite the fact he stabbed us in the back, we go down to help Mr.
Huh?
What?
Are you gonna help me?
Okay. We complete this puzzle game and save Mr. Nezzer.
You helped me even after I wouldn't give you a ride off the island.
God wants us to help people.
Even when those people aren't very nice to us.
Seriously, what are you guys staring at? Why does nobody look at each other when they talk? So then all the characters find the treasure.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Wow, that's a nice plunger. Well, we can at least see what it does.
Larry, no! We don't know what that'll...
Okay, that didn't happen, but they do accidentally sink the speedboat and release a pirate ship?
Well, that must have been what the treasure was all along. We've freed the ship. Thanks for helping me off the island. I know I don't deserve it.
No problem, Mr. Nezzer. I think this pirate ship is going to be a lot more fun for you than any old pile of jewels.
I just have one question. How are you gonna get to the boat? So then everyone becomes friends and they all escape off the island and live happily ever after. This game is pretty interesting. Like I said earlier, this is pretty much just a humongous entertainment game, and while it might not be as timeless or imaginative, it does a pretty darn good job. The graphics look nice for the early 2000s, there is a story to it and a lesson about helping others, and it's overall a pretty good PC game. Well, for kids anyway. Getting the footage for this, I got so bored I almost fell asleep. Or maybe it's just because of this nice relaxing music. Speaking of which, there's one last part of this game I forgot to mention. If you happen to find Larry's guitar by playing this fishing game...
Oh, my sweet ukulele!
Oh, I mean Larry's ukulele, then you'll be able to unlock some campfire songs which you can find all over the island.
Ukulele, ukulele, how do you sound to me?
That's
like
it's not a ukulele. That's a
Sing
guitar.
me softly to
That's
sleep.
clearly a guitar. It sounds nothing like a ukulele. That's a guitar! Oh well, at least Bob seems to be enjoying himself. So those are all the games we're gonna bring up today. And honestly, they're just as nice and wholesome as I remember. They're not too flashy, not too detailed, but just simple and basic. And you know what they say, you can make something simple and basic as long as you do a good job. And considering that both of these games were made by Big Idea, the same people who made the show, while on the verge of bankruptcy, I kinda have an all new respect for these games as an adult. So overall, I rate the Jonah game 8 sad Mr. Nezzers out of 10. And I rate the Veggie Island game 7 sound clips of Junior screaming out of 10. So, that's all for now. But remember,
God made you special, and He loves you very much.
Bye!
Bamboo!